Hello, beautiful humans. Good evening. I am tired. Let's talk about books. Today, I would like to talk about reverse harem author Storm Song. Not only her books, but also her way of author platforming and what we can all learn about what she does. Most of Storm Song's books are in the YA, dystopian, urban fantasy type realm of reverse harem books. She is a Kindle Unlimited author, at least that is what I have known her to be and seen and read of her, which in part means that a lot of her books are around that 250 page mark. They are short and punchy reads with a whirlwind plot that keeps a fast pace and often includes characters that are going through some sort of internal battle. My first introduction to Storm Song was The Vampire Trials, and I'm pretty sure it was in one of my judging reverse harem bi videos, and I think I gave it like a shitty review. I was like, I'm not really feeling this. There's too much internal dialogue. I'm just gonna leave this one and read something else. Pretty sure that was kind of my gist of what I said. But I decided to give her another chance after I read The Lost Eden. The Lost Eden is about this girl. I think she's about 20. She is kind of the underdog, kind of the soft-spoken, deals with some anxiety realm. The world that we are in, that Storm Song has created for us, is like that there are these factions where the different elementals reside. So if you have like earth powers, you are in the earth faction, air, so on and so forth. So our main character, Eden, she lives in the water faction, and she like has no powers. She's super low on the totem pole. She's not gonna have a job. She doesn't have any friends. She's like sad, poor little her. And genuinely, like, you feel so sorry for her. I just want to like scoop her up and just hug her and tell her it's gonna be okay. It's really cool. I really enjoy the world building. And while this book is like very fast paced, like the plot is immediate and you're just like, oh my God, so much is happening. It's great, it's a good thing. It doesn't feel rushed or forced. It's just genuinely like just a whirlwind adventure. Harem in The Lost Eden isn't my favorite. I've only read one book currently, so I'm just kind of like, they're like okay. I'm not really taken or smitten by any of them. Honestly, they kind of irritate me, but I like that in characters and it makes me want to read more, so I'm not mad about it. Okay, The Vampire Trials. This book, I gave it another chance because I read The Lost Eden and I was like, I actually really enjoyed that. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset the last time I was reading, because I've noticed that when I have a tendency to try to like read a snippet of a book, I'm way more critical, and I'm also like expecting it to be bad. Like I'm trying, I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. So we gave it another shot, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. Love the characters. Can't for the life of me remember the main character's name. I'm an asshole for that. However, the world building is super cool. It's in like this dystopian, urban fantasy type world, like in the future, where supernaturals kind of run the show, and the humans are the underdogs. So The Vampire Trials, there's basically this, set in New York City. There is this kind of wall surrounding New York City, and the outside world is kind of like really removed and just there's not an awareness of what's really going on. So there's these 3 king type dudes who rule over New York City, and they run this vampire trial every 5 years. Anyways, our main character, she's a human, and she winds up getting called to represent her triad, her district basically of where she lives. And she's like, shit, this fucking blows. But she does it, and then like, this book in particular was like such an example. Sorry, my foot is falling asleep. This book was literally the perfect example of, I was just like, what? Every like plot twist, I was like, but I thought that this was happening. And then Storm Song's like, nah, bitch, I'm taking you on this ride now. And I'm just like, cool, take me with you, I'm ready. Thoroughly loved the harem. The characters I really loved. I think the other thing about The Lost Eden is that while I loved the way that Storm Song kind of unfolded the character of Eden and like dealing with her anxiety and her self-worth issues, which was really cool to like have that mental health aspect of it. I don't know, I didn't connect with that character. You know, like when you connect to a character more so, I feel like you can really feel them and become them, and then the story itself is just more immersive. And I think that was why, I don't know, I really enjoy like sassy, sarcastic characters, and I think that was why I really enjoyed the Vampire Trials. So, okay, that brings me to Up in Smoke, because the characterization of the sassy, sarcastic character makes me think of Up in Smoke. Now, you guys have heard me talk about, what's that book? You guys have heard me talk about the Hijinks Harem before. Okay, Up in Smoke is like so reminiscent of just that, like, punchy, hilarious, silly, but like sexy and fun sort of book that the Hijinks Harem is like. And I just enjoyed. I just adored. Plus, it's the first reverse harem I've read with like my favorite like lesbian sexy scenes. And the main character is bi, and she has a fling with a female witch. It was great. I got excited. It was a lovely time. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. What is Up in Smoke? What is this book about? Okay, so yeah, the main character, she used to be a cop of some sort, and then her family died. Her adoptive family died, and she faked her own death and kind of went undercover to try and uncover and, like, bring justice for her family. Events that unfold, like, lure her out of hiding, basically, and she has to figure out, like, what creature person thing is trying to lure her out of hiding. It's really cool. Plot itself, I don't feel like really unfolded too far in the first book. Of her 3 books, this is the slowest plot one, I believe. Not a bad thing at all. I'm not critiquing that. I loved the way that this book went. I am so invested in these characters. Like I said, the main character, hilarious as hell. Like, there's so many lines where I'm like laughing out loud. So if you are looking for an action-packed, fast-paced read with awesome world building and characters that deal with internalized battles, you will freaking love any of these books by Storm Song. When it comes to Kindle Unlimited authors, I feel like it's really easy for them to fall into this formulaic sort of way of writing, because it's hard. It's hard to pump out, a 50 to 90,000 word book in, a couple months. I don't know. I feel like the Kindle Unlimited authors are on such tight deadlines, and it's just, I love Kindle Unlimited because I love having access on broke at sale to so many books. But on the flip side of that, I know that that's a lot of stress on writers and authors to create these really cool stories, but also fit the deadlines. And, I don't know, like, I've been working on my book for frickin' 5 years, and I'm still, like, not in a place where I'm ready to start sending it out. Yeah, high fantasy, man. That's hard. The point is that even though Storm Song does have these themes that are a stamp of her artistic storytelling abilities, I feel they don't fall into that trap of feeling like cut and paste. For me, I didn't feel that. I felt like each of the main characters in the story were so different and so individual and so themselves, and the stories, like the plot of the stories and the world building was maybe had elements of similarities, but they were still so unique to themselves, which love that. Basically, I love Storm Song. And while her writing and her storytelling is definitely, like 80% of the reason why I enjoy her, I don't even know if I say 80. I feel like maybe even 60% of the reason why I love her. A good majority of the other reason is because of author platforming. I would not have given this author a second chance if I had not found her on Instagram, followed her, and like consistently seen her posting about her stories, about her life, because guess what happens when you humanize a person? Suddenly there's more of an investment in who they are, in what they're doing, in like wanting to support them. This whole theme is literally what YouTubers base their careers out of. I have owned 3 legitimate businesses. We'll just say that, okay? My first one, I owned a CrossFit gym in Georgia. Had a business license, had a lease for a building, like legit business. My second business was a photography adventure tour company with my best friend. Again, legit, like LLC, legit business license, okay? third business, my current business, is my massage therapy office. I'm a massage therapist. I have a business license. I have a massage license. Like, I'm just trying to get you to understand that I do have a perspective here from a legitimate business point of view. I think this theme transcends the new era of business, and I could be totally preaching to the choir. You probably might not even care about this. If you don't care, you can skip through. There will be timestamps. It's important to recognize and to I think talk about for writers very like specifically, and even for readers too, so that you can be aware of biases. And I don't know, it's just an interesting topic to discuss. In the past, it was create a product, create a service, sell that, gain a following, gain your fan base, your customers. That method, that model has flipped on its head, and it no longer works. I mean, it might work, but I think for the majority, it's build an audience first and then create a product, create a service, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And again, you can see this, especially with YouTubers, you know, like the book deals. YouTubers, they get the book deals. They have spent the time and the energy to create this connection and this relationship with people, even if it is behind a camera, because we're still communicating in a way to each other. While it's still like a shade of a relationship, it still counts and it still matters. And when you build these connections with people, they actually care about you, they actually care what you're doing, and they want to see you succeed if you do it right. But I think like author platforming is literally just that. It is taking that idea, that method, and utilizing it to your book writing advantage. For Storm Song, that is, you know, Instagram, and again, she might have other things, I just haven't looked further than that. I just enjoy following her on Instagram. But I get to see these posts where she's living her life, being a mom, writing these books, working really hard and working her ass off to write these books, not as well. A person, and you actually care about that person, it changes the way you consume their entertainment. And again, this is not right or wrong, good or bad. This is just discussing how a consistent relationship, aka a consistent platform, can help you build a brand that either just be connections and relationship, or potentially something that could bring you financial gain. Again, not right or wrong, just talking the possibilities. In saying all of that, I freaking love Storm Song. I like her as a person, at least the shade of her that she shares on social media, and I want to see her succeed and do well, and it makes me want to read her books. You know, if I didn't think she was a good author, I wouldn't say that. It's not that being a good person and wanting a person to succeed changes a shitty product or service or experience, but it can enhance an already beautiful thing. And I think that's kind of the point I'm trying to make here. So, aspiring writers, get your author platforms out there. To myself, get your freaking consistency together, woman. Post more on YouTube. Post consistently on the Instagram and the TikTok. You did the thing. Now keep doing it. I'm a hypocrite. I know it's hard. It's hard. No one said it was easy. Fellow readers, what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you notice different feelings that you may have towards authors that you follow on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever? What authors have you noticed that you just really enjoy and you want to see them succeed? Please leave your comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and go check out Storm Song. She's super dope. Okay, I'm gonna cheers, friends. Good night. Bye.